What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? This is Michael Jernigan, and this is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. Give us a follow on Twitter at Main Event Pod, and you can find all the Press Play Podcast family of shows.
I like that line.
At pressplaypodcast.com, especially for all you Ohio listeners. There's a lot of stuff on there you'd probably like. None that anybody else in the country likes, but you guys would like it.
It's like that fantasy league. You know, they talk about how the Cleveland Browns are going to be good. I bought into it one year. I'll never buy into it again.
That voice you hear is my tag team partner, Mr. Jam Patterson. By God, is Cleveland not the worst, or is Ohio not the worst state in
We've
the country?
been there.
Or what? We have been there.
We've been there. We got out of there so fast. I got home and almost in town before you woke up from a 30-minute nap.
Yeah, I think I went to sleep in Ohio and woke up in North Carolina.
Yeah,
I
was like ready to get home. But man, we're here to talk wrestling. Although not much is happening in the wrestling world, we're going to make this scene very interesting today.
I got a little commentary about what's happening in the wrestling world right now. Here it is.
Talk to me.
It's hard to watch.
Very.
It's just hard. I didn't think I never thought without fans. I didn't think the fans played that big of a role in a wrestling show, but man, it's hard to watch without people there.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you get the adrenaline from the fans. You get the crowd either booing or cheering.
Yep.
Brings so much to the match. But I did read yesterday where the state of Florida, beginning next week, may allow small amount number of fans to start attending these shows.
I saw where it was recommended to the governor that buildings could have up to 25% occupancy.
I'll take it.
So you take, I don't know, a couple hundred people that can get into the performance center.
Yeah.
Drop that down to, say, 50 people in there, whatever.
That's still better than none.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think even when the first week when AEW had just like 10 people in there, right? It was so much better than what it has been as of late. Like, I mean, you got to admit, some of the matches have been really, really good.
Yep.
It's just hard to get into because, like you said, there's no fan interaction. There's, nothing to build it up. And so, like you said, it has been tough.
You know who benefits from this?
Talk to me.
Vince McMahon.
How so?
Here's why. Usually, if there's a stadium full of fans or a coliseum full of fans, you got 15,000 fans at a Monday Night Raw.
Right.
If something happens that the fans does not like, Seth Rollins wins a match, Roman Reigns comes out down the aisle, whatever, right? Like, people are quick to see, well, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
There's no quick reaction.
Right.
So I think for somebody like Apollo Crews, who's been getting a little more of a shine on Monday night,
getting ready to turn him heel,
although he's hurt in air quotes, he's hurt right now. I think stuff like that wouldn't have gone over with the fans if they were there. WWE, AEW, whoever can kind of do what they want to.
Right.
They can push who they want to. They can set anybody up for anything with no either lack of reaction from the fans or no negative reaction from the fans because they're not there. So they can kind of set it up and make us think, us sitting at home watching TV, make us think whatever they want to think instead of hearing the crowd and the crowd kind of swaying the reaction of whatever the angle, the program, the match, whatever is going on.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Without the fans there,
yeah,
have you seen more botches in moves than we normally see? Like, I feel like I do. Like, right, because there's nothing else to keep my attention. Like, there's no fans. It doesn't go. They strictly stay on the match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, botch.
Maybe.
Botch.
I don't.
And sometimes they're not big, but you just screwed up.
I will say, like, and I noticed this when we've gone to live events versus watching on TV. Like, when you're there live, you can see how some of the magic works.
Right.
Right? Like, you can see, when you compare it to watching live and on TV, you can see when the camera cuts, right, when somebody's getting punched, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When you're there live, you kind of see the little nuances of the business, and you can see that kick really didn't connect. Right. So I don't like that with no fans there. There's really 1 or 2 camera angles, maybe 3 at the most, because you can't have that many people in a building to have a full set of camera
and
people.
Plus, they don't want to show the empty building.
Yeah. And so it's just odd, man. It's just weird. I'm not a fan. I was talking to a buddy yesterday. The first couple of weeks I thought was cool because it was different. You don't see an empty arena building or empty arena match that often. Every 20 years, they'll do one. But I'm about over it. Like, we need to do something here. Get some
I agree. I mean, as much as I was against, some storytelling, man, just give me some videos. Although I'm hoping for a bright spot this Wednesday. I read something today that I'm just hoping for a incredible bright spot that's going to make wrestling so good this Wednesday. Have you seen it?
No.
Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega in a Matt Hardy street fight.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking, when Matt Hardy would do like the compound matches and things like that, kind of like they did with the Boneyard match.
A movie match.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, to me, Matt Hardy was the best at those with the compound.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping, man, this Wednesday night is going to be something special.
AEW is back live this Wednesday. They went through their recordings. This is a live show. Obviously, that doesn't mean they haven't already pre-recorded that segment and done it. I was interested to see this Wednesday if JR is going to be there, if Excalibur is going to be there, or who's going to be with Shivani in the commentating, because we've loved Jericho the past few weeks.
He's been great.
Been amazing. But if he has a match, he may could do like the first hour commentary or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But even like you said, if they pre-recorded this one match, he can stick around until that one, and then kind of go off to the side. And maybe they bring Taz in.
Maybe.
And so, which would be good.
I think just the whole landscape of wrestling's got us all, or just speaking for us, got us a little down, right? It's not, WrestleMania wasn't the big, grand WrestleMania that normally is. I've got something to brighten up your day. If you don't want to wait till Wednesday, I got something today to let you know that can brighten up your day.
Well, see, I got something that made it last week, but what you got?
You can go on WWE.com.
Well, you just lost me.
Right now.
Yep.
WWEshop.com, I think is what it is. Okay. And for $75, $75, you can purchase right now a plaque that's got a picture of The Undertaker and AJ Styles, a screenshot from the Boneyard match from WrestleMania 36. But the kicker is it also has a capsule of dirt from the Boneyard match that can be yours for $75. WWE is so hard up for money. Not only did they cut half the roster, these fools are selling dirt for $75.
Man, that's some bullshit right there. Let me just say that.
How many you want?
Man, I ain't buying jack squat. But you want to know what made my week?
$75 dirt?
No.
What did?
Do you watch Be the Elite?
No, I never have. I know what it is.
All right, you know what it is?
Yes. Oh, the Cloud.
Yes. And you know who's coming to town.
Yes. Is it Fight the Revolution or
Revolt?
Is it Fight the Revolt?
Yeah.
The FTR. Yes.
So I am looking forward to that because I think they could put on some incredible matches in the future.
Obviously, we're talking about the former Revival.
Yep.
Now Fight the Revolt, by all indications, which we pretty much knew this, is going to be seen on AEW Dynamite.
Did you hear how they got their release?
I think I heard no.
Well, they had to say, all right, if you release us, we're going to drop all our trademarks for FTR, Shatter Machine, and they had to get rid of their trademarks because WWE didn't want them using them when they left.
Right.
So they said no problem. So they called in and canceled all their trademarks that they put in. WWE gives them the release. They get the paperwork signed. The very next day, what do? go back and get those things trademarked again for themselves.
Yeah.
Great move.
I don't blame them.
Great move by those guys.
I don't blame them. So we expect to see the Revival sometime soon coming up on Wednesday nights. Now that they seem to be on starting live shows every week, now would be a great time to pop them boys in. Yeah. They would be so much better if there was 10,000 people in the building. But man, I'll take it.
Well, here's my question. You brought up, you said WWE is losing money. They had to get rid of some of the roster.
They're selling dirt, Patterson. They're selling dirt.
Here's my question. With all that being said, how has Titus O'Neil still got a job?
Well, there's a couple people. I think, listen, he's been around a long time. He does a lot of outside of the ring work for them. So he's a good person to send out to do an interview and all that kind of good stuff.
Let me ask you this.
If I was Bo Dallas, though, I wouldn't answer the phone.
No, I don't. I think he's safe because of his brother.
You think so?
Yeah.
No.
I think he's safe. With the roster they got now,
yeah.
If you had to cut one person, who would it be?
You talking about everybody?
Everybody in the WWE roster that is still there now. Let's go this.
I will say, I'm sure there's some scrub.
Let's go this. Let's make it
started.
It's up to Andy.
Uh-huh.
If you had to get rid of a big name, who would it be?
Let me think.
I'll say like semi-big to big name.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. I don't want to just say leave it to like AJ Styles and stuff, but somebody that has held a belt before or something like that. Who would you get rid of?
Let me think. Oh, Easy Money.
All right.
Easy Money.
Let's hear it.
Because you said somebody's held a belt.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal.
Really?
Would you keep him?
Well, I think I'd keep him, and I would get rid of Sheamus.
No, Sheamus can make you more money than Jinder.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You keep Jinder for one reason. Blood money.
Listen.
Blood money. Saudi Arabia.
They ain't going to do an Iron Sheik gimmick the way it should be done in 2020.
They can't.
Them jokers, something happened.
Yeah, they can't. I agree with you. I agree with. So you get rid of Jinder, I get rid of Sheamus.
I mean, listen, Jinder ain't done anything. If you could probably find somebody else that's like an older person that's like on the down back end of the you wouldn't just do the Undertaker. He may have one or two matches left, but
no, I'm active roster, not the Legends contract, bullcrap, whatever they got.
He's got an active contract.
Well, he's an idiot. He's too old to have an active contract.
But his documentary starts Sunday night. Have you seen that?
I have not.
They got a behind the scenes. It's called The Last Ride, I believe.
Okay.
And it starts Sunday night after Money in the Bank. So,
sweet.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I
won't be watching Money in the Bank.
I'll be watching it after
The Last
Dance. Yes, that's been so good. Oh, gosh, that's been so good.
Boy, I'd love to talk about The Last Dance with you people right now.
Yes. We need Chase Smith, I know you're listening. Bring us on your Cavs podcast right now.
To talk about The Last Dance.
So we can talk about The Last Dance. Bring us in,
and how
Chase.
LeBron doesn't even measure up.
Bring us in, Chase.
To the real and true GOAT, Michael Jordan.
All right, you mentioned his name a few minutes ago. Last night on Monday Night Raw, he made his big return, and that would be the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. They had a last chance gauntlet match to decide who's going to be the last person in the Money of the Bank match. If you think back to our post-WrestleMania show, we talked about Money at the Bank. My male Money in the Bank winner that I predicted a month ago was AJ Styles. And up until last night, he was nowhere to be seen. And now, all of a sudden, he beat Humberto Carrillo, and he is now in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Who are the contestants in that? Do you know right offhand?
Yes. Well, we're gonna go through predictions in a minute.
My bad.
We're gonna go through predictions in a minute. But yes, I got it all. We're gonna go through that here in a minute. But AJ made his big return, and now he is in the Money in the Bank. And my prediction is gonna come true.
Well, we know your prediction of AJ Styles in.
My early lady prediction was Sasha Banks, and she's nowhere to be found. So
my early one was Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she's nowhere to be found.
You don't know.
No, she ain't come back.
You don't know.
Let's talk a little NXT from tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is one of the biggest NXT shows they had. I believe all the wrestling ratings are all plummeting, right?
Right.
It's looking like the stock market. Everything. AEW's down.
Don't talk about stocks right now.
NXT's down. Monday night, Friday night, it's all down.
Although I did get a good check yesterday.
There you go. Did you get your stimulus money?
I done had that.
I got mine late last week. I finally
this is an interest from some stuff I got going on.
There you go. So NXT is kind of stacking the deck here for Wednesday night. You got Charlotte versus Io Shirai in the NXT Women's Championship match.
Be a good match.
It would be a great match. If I'm picking a winner, I'm going to say Charlotte because I think they're going to keep her around on Wednesday nights. And she wrestled last night, wrestled Liv Morgan last night on Monday Night Raw, so she's pulling double duty. But I think they want to keep her as a champion just so they can kind of make whoever beats her like they slayed the giant type deal.
So it's got to be in front of fans. It's got to be a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and this will be her first title defense. Well, she wrestled last week with Mia Yim. I can't remember if that was a non-title match or no. That may have been a championship match, but she won. So I think whenever she loses, it's got to be
big.
It's got to be at a takeover show.
Right.
It's got to be something big. So give me Charlotte on that.
Absolutely.
We have an NXT championship match. We have Adam Cole tomorrow night taking on your boy, the Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
Did you see last week the little issue that the Velveteen Dream found himself in?
What did he find himself in?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I really don't.
God almighty. Well, one of two things happened.
Sending
some pics.
I thought you meant on NXT.
No.
Oh, you talking about the big news?
I'm talking about the
with
big
the Dream.
Yes, sending some pictures to an alleged minor.
Yeah, a few of them.
Who you picking?
But the Dream ain't winning after that.
You
He may not have a job.
Well, I think he says that those pictures were not sent. They were on his phone, and somebody hacked his phone and made it look like.
That's the oldest line. How many people's phones have gotten hacked?
Listen, if it ever happens to me, I'm using it too.
Right, but still, first off, how dumb are you, right? You are a WWE superstar. You know people are out to get you all the time. Whether you take the pictures or not, I don't care. But why do you keep it on your phone where it can get hacked, right?
In case you ever need to send it to a lady, a woman of age.
Well, pull your pants down right then.
Listen,
that makes zero sense. That's like,
there's certain times where you got the certain angle and the certain light and it make,
I don't know what you're talking about over there. And I'm sure your wife is not appreciative of this conversation.
Anybody that knows anything about basic photography knows about angle and lights. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know anything about angles and lights.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying, if you go back, like Paige, Charlotte, the Dream, what's my man's name from New Day that was in with Paige?
Xavier Woods.
I mean, how do you guys not learn?
Oh, he was in it with Paige.
Oh, he was. But how do you not? How dumb are you? It just makes zero sense. WWE and all this crap is getting like to be watching, the Kardashians or something. I just don't get this.
Let me just say this. If it ever gets put out there that somebody has a questionable picture of myself, it's not me. I just want to say I just want to put that up.
It's not me.
It's not me. I didn't send it. I didn't take it. I'm not saying one's never been taken, but it's not me.
Ain't that Shaggy's line? Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I hear
you.
Johnny Gargano's will be in action tomorrow night. Bad Guy Johnny and Bad Guy Candice LeRae. You didn't see Candice last week, I'm guessing?
No.
Bad Girl Candice come out.
I know she's your girl.
I like her. I think I may like Bad Girl Candice as much as Good Girl Candice. So he'll be in action. And then Finn Balor was attacked a couple weeks ago in the locker room. And so he is coming out tomorrow night to reveal who his attacker was. And I'm guessing it's somebody, either Walter or one of the Imperium boys. Speaking of Imperium, you didn't see the, the Newly Bro show.
No.
You know the Newlywed Show?
Yeah.
They did a thing Wednesday night called the Newly Bros Show.
Oh, Lord.
You had Matt Riddle,
yeah,
obviously, and his new tag team partner, because Pete Dunne is stuck across the ocean and can't get in the country. So they tagged him up a couple of weeks ago with a guy named Timothy Thatcher. Mm-hmm. His first time on NXT. He's like an old school, no knee pads, just a rough, a brute, a tough, no nonsense. He doesn't laugh. When he come out, Matt Riddle put his fist up for a fist bump. Thatcher kind of looked at him and made a face and kept on walking. And so Riddle fist bumped himself and gave everybody a thumbs up and started walking. They're complete opposites from Matt Riddle. So they had a Newly Bro show, and Byron Saxton was the host, and he was cheesing it up like you would not believe on this deal. And so they asked Timothy Thatcher questions. They said, they asked him one, he said, "What's your favorite TV show?" Right. Matt Riddle had to write down what he thought Thatcher would say on a whiteboard, like the Newlywed Show.
Right, I got it.
And so Thatcher said, "I don't have a TV." He said,
"I don't watch TV."
Said, yes. He said, I don't have one." And so Byron said, "Well, if you did have one, what would be your favorite show?" And Thatcher said, "Well, I don't have one." He said, "I would buy one if I ever found if the price was right and I had money and the price was right, I would buy one."
Right.
Riddle wrote down The Price is Right is his favorite TV show, and so they got that one right. So it's stuff like that. The best one was Byron Saxton asked Thatcher, where, since being a professional wrestler, where is the craziest place that you ever did it? And he kind of, elbowed him, whatever. And so Riddle started writing on his board, and Thatcher said, "Well, I guess in the ring would be the craziest place." He said, "Although this one time I did have a triple threat match, and it ended up in the laundromat." Riddle wrote down threesome on the washer. So he got that one right.
Unbelievable. I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
It was almost so dumb, like it was funny,
right,
but it was kind of dumb at the same time. While I was watching it, I couldn't decide whether I liked it or not. But going back and thinking about it, I think I liked it more than I disliked it. It was crazy.
I'm going to check it out.
They had the Newly Bro show last week with men, and then they got beat up by Imperium, come down and slapped them around a few times. So, speaking of Imperium, Finn Balor, it will be there this week. That was some good stuff. You need to go back and check that out. It had a threesome on a washer. So.
I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, check it out. So let's look at Money in the Bank.
Woo, woo.
In the bank.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm actually kind of looking. I want to see how I hope they do. If they can do this as good as they did the Firefly Funhouse match and the Boneyard, this could be pretty good.
The word is that these matches have already been recorded. Right? They've already been taped. The word is both matches, men's and women's, are going to be going on at the same time. So I don't know if they're going to start in different places, and they're both, like, maybe there's a ring on the roof,
right?
And there's two briefcases hanging. The men's got to get the men's, the women's got to get the women's, whatever. Now, with that being said, I could see somebody like Nia Jax getting the men's and wanting to challenge a man, because she had that run in a couple years ago with Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose. They were supposed to have a match or whatever. So they're both going on at the same time. Word is that the match is going to go through the whole show. So they're going to splice in cuts of that match in between other matches.
Okay.
So like you'll have whoever going during a regular match, and the announcers will say, like, "We're getting word that so and so is making it to the roof," type deal. So it's supposed to be over the whole show.
Okay.
If that does happen, then this will be maybe the longest match in wrestling in WWE history, because it's going to last 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
A 2.5 hour match. All right. So men's Money in the Bank match, we got Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and AJ Styles. Of course, AJ took Apollo Crews' place because he is, in air quotes, hurt. Who you got, Patterson?
Give me those names one more time.
Daniel Bryan.
Nope.
Aleister Black.
Nope.
Rey Mysterio.
Nope.
King Corbin.
Nope.
Otis.
That could be your winner right there.
And AJ Styles.
I think they're pushing Otis to a singles thing, and he could win this thing.
All right, here's what I'm thinking. Daniel Bryan's already won. He's not winning. Aleister Black, he needs to be a number one contender, but him carrying around a briefcase does not fit his character.
Right.
He's an Undertaker-type character. He doesn't need to be walking down the aisle every night carrying a briefcase. Rey Mysterio, he don't need it.
Nope.
King Corbin won a couple years ago.
And lost.
He don't need it. Otis. If Otis wins, which I'm like you, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Whenever he cashes in, it will be done to set up. Somebody's going to cost him. He ain't winning the championship.
No.
Somebody's going to cost him the match. It's either going to be his tag team partner, Tucker, or it's going to be Mandy frickin' Rose
with Dolph Ziggler, and it's all been part of the plan.
Yes. It's either going to be Tucker, and he's going to say, "I didn't want you to be the champion," because then we would break up.
Right.
That kind of deal. Or it's going to be Mandy frickin' Rose is going to turn her back on Otis after everything he's done for her.
Yeah.
Or I think AJ Styles is winning.
Yeah, to me, it's either AJ Styles or Otis. Those are my two.
The women's Money in the Bank match, we got Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Asuka, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella.
Ooh.
Carmella technically is a two-time Money in the Bank champion. She won the same briefcase twice, but still she won it twice. Shayna Baszler. It's Shayna Baszler.
I would hope.
I would hope it'd be Asuka, but it's Shayna Baszler.
My dark horse,
Nia
Jax.
Yeah. So. I agree. WWE Championship match, we have Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins.
Let me go and tell you something.
Let me hear it.
If they let Seth Rollins beat Drew McIntyre, I'll have to buy a new TV. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He ain't winning. Universal Championship match, we have Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Not The Fiend, but Bray Wyatt.
Fiend's coming out somewhere.
How's he going to come out and Braun Strowman's in the ring?
The Fiend is coming out somewhere.
Somebody else going to dress up like him?
No.
You're crazy.
Bray Wyatt is going to get pummeled, right? And then all of a sudden, the lights are going to and that noise is going to come up, and that joke they're going to have him a mask somewhere, and he's going to put that mask on, and all of a sudden, the Fiend is going to finish the match.
Braun Strowman's winning.
Well, maybe.
Braun's winning, and the Fiend's going to have to avenge this loss. They're getting 2 or 3 matches out of this. This ain't a one-time match.
I like that idea.
They're getting 2 or 3 matches out of this. SmackDown Women's Champion, we got Bayley versus Tamina. I didn't even know Tamina still had a job until a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
But I'm proud of her. Bayley.
Yeah.
We all in agreement on Bayley. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Fatal 4-Way. We got New Day, the Tag Team Champions, The Miz and John Morrison, the Forgotten Sons, and the Lucha House Party.
Forgotten Sons.
Crazy. Stop it.
Who we going with?
No.
Who you going with?
The Miz and John Morrison. They shouldn't have lost it to begin with.
That's a terrible tag team.
You're crazy.
Terrible.
Better than the Forgotten Sons.
Well, I'm just trying to get it off New Day.
Well, I ain't disagreeing. I need to see something different from New Day. I need to see
the Usos are hurt again.
Yeah, I need to see.
I think he just got another DUI. I think it's a cover up.
I need to see Big E go on his own.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to see Big E do something. So that's Money in the Bank. That's your preview. Listen, take it to the bank, y'all.
Absolutely.
It's 100% correct. We got it all down for you. Real quick before we get done, have you watched any of the Dark Side of the Ring series?
I have not.
Oh, Patterson.
I usually wait till it's all over with.
Lord. Last week was about Dr. D, David Schultz.
Yep.
Did you see any of him wrestle live or
no.
like at the time?
No.
In the early 80s? I didn't either. It's before my time. But he slapped John Stossel.
I remember that.
Slapped the reporter. Ended up getting fired for it, and he
slapped him hard.
Oh, he slapped him twice. Knocked him down.
Yeah.
Got back up. David D said in the documentary, he said, "I was always taught if you hit somebody and they get up, you better hit them again because if not, there's no telling what they'll do to you."
Right.
So that's why he hit him again.
I don't blame him.
So he hit him twice, and then Stossel got up and ran off. Vince McMahon told him, said, "Listen, you need to get out of here." Said they're going to press charges. Police looking for you. Said go to the hotel. Don't take a shower here. Just get your stuff. Go straight to the hotel. They did. He did. Vince McMahon called him a couple days later, said, "We're going to send you to Japan. We're going to send you to another country until everything blows over here." When he got to Japan, do you know what angle they wanted him to do? Wanted him to slap a reporter and turn it into an angle over there.
You can't make this stuff up.
It's just, listen, I've always said pro wrestling is better than movies.
Oh, absolutely.
It's better than movies.
Speaking of that, have you seen where your girl?
Which one?
Your girl.
Oh, Becky?
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Is going to be in one of the new Marvel
That's right.
superhero movies.
That's right. She's the man.
Maybe she'll die in it.
Good Lord. She's the man. What do you expect?
She's terrible.
She's the man.
She's Marvel mouth. Burr, 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 burr.
I don't know anything about comic book stuff, so I don't know, like...
What?
I don't know. So I don't know, like, where she would be.
She could be in the Thor movies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Easily.
Is there, like, a girl sidekick or something?
No, well, actually, down the road, Thor dies.
Yeah?
And he turns over his throne to a lady Thor.
Wait a minute. Somebody's told me about this. I've heard this.
He said, somebody's told me about this.
I have heard this from somewhere. I don't remember where. It may have been TJ telling me. I can't remember. My 5-year-old kid telling me. I can't remember.
Love it.
I don't know if she's signing up to be like the star of the show.
No, she's not doing that.
Just to be in one.
She would be a Valkyrie.
I don't know what that is.
Well, Valkyrie is like the greatest warriors in Thor's time.
You're such a geek.
Were called the Valkyrie, and they were all women soldiers.
Is that with the Super Troopers?
No.
Stormtroopers?
That's Star Wars, you idiot.
Same thing.
Gosh.
It's all the same thing.
Unbelievable.
It's garbage.
Unbelievable.
Anybody that watches that stuff.
Look, fool, you try to go kayaking down a one-way river with a dam going, couldn't get back.
First of all, I was in a lake. I was not in a river. I was in a lake. And we was paddling into the flow.
He said paddling into the flow.
We were paddling into the flow.
Hey, but just on the side note, we ain't talked about it. I'm still CrossFitting.
All right. Yes, sir. Jam's gym's been closed down like everything else. So Jam made his own home gym.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Spent about $3,000 in that thing.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
So listen, we hope everybody out there is safe and doing well and washing your hands. What do you think about these murder hornets?
I ain't worried about them things.
That's just going to be something else in the fall to keep us at home.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
First off.
Uh-oh, here we go. I love it. First off,
there ain't no insect that can fly from China to America. It's impossible. It can't happen.
You've seen the Hunger Games movies?
Yes.
Seen the first one?
Yeah.
You know about a tracker jacker?
Yeah.
There you go.
They
genetically engineered.
They brought this thing over, right?
I don't know.
The government, they said, well, they ain't scared of the coronavirus no more.
I don't know.
Go get them hornets.
They ain't coming looking for me. I don't know.
I'm telling you what.
You want to give your address out on the line here?
Nope.
They ain't coming looking for me.
No.
We hope everybody is safe and washing your hands and keeping your social distance.
Wiping your butts.
Everybody out there continue to be safe. This is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast. Find us on Twitter, Main Event Pod. Look us up on there. Send us a message. We would love to talk wrestling with you.
Remember, if you're taking the pictures, all about angles and lights.
Angles and lights, baby. Angles and lights. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.